Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to set up and use the Supertrend indicator on TradingView step by step for day trading. So if you guys are looking into becoming a better trader or just looking to become more profitable, please consider hitting that subscribe button for daily videos on how to become a better investor. The goal of today's video is to show you guys exactly how the tool works and how to tune this tool to filter out those fake outs and catch the high probability moves that actually get you a good return on your investment. Whether you guys are scalping the 5-minute charts or looking for a swing on the 4-hour, we're going to be moving past the default settings to give you guys a real edge that truly understands how you like to trade. Now on TradingView, there are a lot of Supertrend indicators out there, but there is one that is the very, very best, and that's the one we're going to be using today. So to add that onto your charts, first go over here to Indicators, Metrics, and Strategies, and just type in Supertrend. Have it be one word, not two, otherwise this will not work. Under community right here, you're going to see it, KivancOzbilgic. I can't pronounce the name, but it has around 70,000 likes right now. This is the absolute best. Better than Everget, Lux Algo, which is a famous one, Fluxchart, which is on the big brand. Better than all of those ones put together. So what I want you guys to do is give it a start because you will be using this quite a bit. And then from here, give it one click, and then you guys are going to see the default Supertrend settings pop up onto your screen. Now, just looking at this has been pretty good so far. We had a sell signal a few weeks ago that's been working out, buy signal that worked out, sell signal that did not work out, a buy signal behind my head that you guys can see right there worked just well. And then right here above my head, a sell signal that worked out as well. So this, by the default on the daily chart, is a very good system to use. But what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be giving you guys the best settings for as far as ATR period, source, ATR multiplier, help you guys understand what the style means, how you can customize this, and then basically just explain what everything is so you have a complete understanding of the indicator. That way you can fine tune it even further if you guys want to trade something that maybe is something out of the box. Because the majority of the time when people are using the Supertrend indicator, they're using it on mega cap or large cap stocks, cryptocurrencies, or things like gold and silver, and sometimes forex pairs like USD to the British pound or USD to the Japanese yen, things like that. Okay, can be used a lot, but people aren't necessarily using it for penny stocks or many altcoins out there, if you will. Okay, so a little bit different, but let's talk about what all this stuff is and let's make it pretty decently quick here. So right now we're looking at the indicator time frame right here. You guys can see I can change this up a lot. By default, this is always going to be set to chart when you open up this indicator, which means the indicator is looking at whatever time frame you're currently trading. It's using the information out of whatever system you guys have up here, basically. But if you guys want to get fancy, you can always set this to a higher time frame. So imagine I was on the 15-minute chart and I wanted to see what the super trend looked like on the 4-hour chart. And what would happen is now I have the 4-hour settings on my 15-minute chart. So this sell signal is actually happening on the 4-hour chart, but we're getting it right now. So I'm not seeing any signals on the 15 minutes, right? We're looking at 4-hour signals on the 15-minute chart. And what this allows you to do basically is say, hey, if I see the 4-hour super trend is bearish, I don't want to be going long in any of these situations because what's going to happen is I'm going up against the big money and I don't want to go up against the big money, all right? So what people will usually do for a strategy like this, just kind of to help you guys out, they will actually add another super trend onto their tool. And then they're only going to be looking at the shorts within this larger downtrend. So they see a sell signal right there, right? After the sell signal up here on the 4-hour chart, you short that one, you made money. You short this one, you made money. You short this one, I would say you really didn't make money, but you never hit your stop loss, so it might have just ground down to your next level of support. Funny enough, this one went down, this one went down, this one did not, got stopped out. But you see, the majority of the trades, if you were to short along with that larger trend, you made money off of it. And that's one of the ways that people will often use the first super trend to have it be set instead of chart. They'll have it be set over here to the 4 hours and use the 15-minute charts. I have a whole separate video on this strategy and I'll make a new one for you guys here pretty soon. But that's just kind of an example of why you might want to use different indicator timeframes. For now though, I'm going to keep this back at chart. And I'm going to hide this second one here just because we don't need it right now. And then from here, you know, if you don't have that overall downward trend, you may not take all of these. You may take the buys when you shouldn't be taking the buys and lose money. You bought there, it goes down. You buy there, it goes down. You buy there, it goes down. You know, it's not something you really want to do. So it can help mitigate some of those other signals that you get, especially if you're pairing it with other types of tools out there like Lux Algo or Chart Prime, whatever. a lot of other tools, this kind of just filters out some of those bad trades if you go with the higher time frames. Now, next up, we're going to be having the ATR period. And the ATR period is pretty darn interesting. First, let's just talk about the ATR period. Basically, the ATR just stands for the average true range. All you guys really have to know about this is that it's measuring volatility. It's looking at the past 10 candles to see how much the price is actually moving. If I wanted to look at the last 15 candles, all I do is change that from 10 to 15, and you'll see how everything moves a little bit right there, okay? Go back to 10, you'll see how some of the settings are a little bit different. That's all that's happening. It's looking at a little bit different data, and it's gonna help filter out some of the noise. So if you guys increase that number, it's just taking more data into account, and that's gonna smooth things out. If you guys lower that number, it's gonna take less data into account, and it's gonna give you more signals. More signals with the lower numbers, but the signals are less accurate. Less signals, if you move the number up, but they're going to be greater quality signals. Okay, nice and easy, simple right there. Most of you guys will keep this at 10 if you guys are using the daily charts and the 4-hour charts, but for everything else, I have all the settings all ready to go. So just give me a few seconds and I'll tell you guys the settings for scalpers versus day trading versus the 4-hour chart versus the 50-minute chart. You guys get the point, all right? Now, next up, we have the source. Right now, it's in high-low 2. This is just the data being fed into the calculation itself that actually produces the sell and buy signals. Using the high and the low divided by 2, HL2, that's going to give you guys the midpoint of the candle, and that's what the number it's going to be using for the calculation. So instead of using that, it may be the high, low, plus the center divided by 3. That'll also give you a different number, which can be put into that system. If I click on different ones, you're going to see them adjust ever so slightly. You're seeing it's not moving too much, but it's enough, and you guys can fine tune this, and of course, I have all the settings listed down below. But for now, let's stick to high level 2, and we'll change it based off of the different trading strategies here in a few minutes. Finally, here we have the ATR3, the ATR multiplier. Now below the source, we have the ATR multiplier, and this is a lot like the ATR, just in the same fact that like if you were to lower this number, you get a lot more signals that are less reliable. And if you raise the number, you get a lot less signals that are actually going to be more reliable. But here's the difference. This period right here, this 10, this is the last amount of candles for the volatility that goes into this part of the calculation. This has nothing to do with how many candles of data you're looking at. That's what the ATR period is really focusing on, okay? Now, you can adjust all of these to 15 and have this be 5, and you're going to see how it looks just a lot different, like miles different, right? But for now, we're going to keep it at 10, and we're going to keep this at 3. But this is something that's very, very important. Do not forget about this, because just one little twinge here, you can see how it goes by 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. That's how sensitive this is. And normally you're not going to have that number be very, very high unless you're looking at something that's absolutely very, very volatile, like a penny stock, which we can talk about. It's not used for it, but there's ways to fine tune it for such things, right? So after that, you have a few little checklists here. Change ATR calculation method, show buy, sell signals, and highlighter on and off. 2 of these things are just aesthetics. So buy low, you can turn them off. The highlighters, you can turn it off if you want to. I don't know if you guys can see the highlighter here, but what it's basically doing is just taking off the colors. So if I were to turn this back on, the highlighter is still there, but is it green and red, or you want no colors, right? We'll talk about how to get rid of the whole highlight if you guys want that in a few seconds. Now, right here, you have the change ATR calculation method. This is just basically an extra step that he did to make this a little bit different than the default super trends that you guys are going to see on TradingView. I find that I like this one a little bit better when it's checked on, specifically for day trading, but you're seeing it's not really doing too much here. Literally, instead of being at the base of the candle, it's just slightly below it. You're not going to see too much difference as far as the signals are concerned and things like that, okay? Right? The sell and buys are just going up and down. They're not actually going from side to side. So you're not getting the signal any earlier or any later. For that, you have to change the ATR multiplier or the ATR period itself. Now, next up, we're going to be focusing on style. This is a very simple thing here. Uptrend begins, buy, all of this stuff. You can basically turn it on or off based on what you guys want to see. If you guys don't want to see the uptrend lines or the downtrend lines, you just turn off uptrend and downtrend and the lines turn away. If you guys want to have this be set to different types of lines, you guys can do this here. You just want it to be crosses or an area, you can have that. Most people are going to be doing lines with breaks. I just keep it there because so far it works pretty well with me, because the lines with breaks do very well just because you're looking at the buy and sell, and the break is basically in between the end of the buy and the beginning of the next buy. That's the gap. If you guys were to change this, it doesn't look as pretty, so I just usually keep it there. Uptrend begins. You can see the little dot that happens at the buy signal and the sell signal. You guys can turn these off or on if you guys want to. There's no reason to keep these on. There's no reason to keep them off. They're just there. It doesn't really do anything. And then after that, you see the buy and sell signals. You can turn those off if you guys want to as well. Next up, as far as the uptrend highlighter and the downtrend highlighter, what you guys can do is turn them off like that. Now there's no color in here whatsoever. This one, again, you can turn it off and on, but it'll still have that gray, which is that secondary color right here. But for the majority of you guys, I think it's nice to have it on there if you guys want to, but you guys can always turn it off if you guys need to. Most people will, like that I've seen, they'll actually only have these settings on, the buy and the sell. So that's all they're going to have on there. Feel free to do that if you guys want to, but for me, I actually prefer to have everything on. I don't see a downside to it, maybe except for the blue one right here. But this doesn't really do much. It's just showing you some of the midpoints of the lines that it's calculating. There's not really a need for that if you ask me. Like a midpoint, I don't think you need that. Everything else I would leave on. Now, let's talk about the different types of settings you guys are going to be using based off of your specific time frames. And then after that, I'll guide you guys to another video of mine that kind of breaks down a little bit more of the strategy if you guys want that, or you guys can just wait for my new strategy video coming out sometime next week. All right. So let's get started. So for today, I'm going to be giving you guys 4 different super trend settings based off of your own trading style. To get started off here, we're going to be using the aggressive scalper mentality. So these settings are for those of you guys that are using the 1 or 5 minute time frames. You like to trade a lot. They're very quick in and out trades. Your ATR period is going to remain 10. Your source is going to move to close, and the ATR multiplier is going to be moving to 1.5. Now hit OK. And it's going to give you a lot more settings. Go over here to the 5 minute chart. You're going to see a lot of settings going on. Remember that if you guys are using stocks, you are only using the signals that are generated inside of market hours. And to help with some of the filtering of all the signals that you guys are getting, what always works out is adding on an EMA onto your chart, a moving average exponential, and just have this be a 200 EMA. And the only thing you guys really have to do with this is if you are below this line, you're only shorting. If you're above this line, you're only going long. It filters out a lot of the false signals that you guys are going to get. As you guys can see right here, market opened and we had a buy signal at market open. You do not follow that because you are below the 200. We have a sell signal right here. You short that and you can see how it went down. We had a short right here. It did not hit your stop loss up there, so it continued to come down, or you could have doubled down, let's say, yeah, right there. And you had one trade that worked fantastic, one trade that eventually made it there because you got lucky it didn't hit the stop loss. If you hit the stop loss, you would have been fine because you had another short right there that made you money hitting support. So you could say you had 3 out of 3 good trades or 2 out of 3 good trades, and you knew not to buy, especially right before the end of the market hours, but right there below the 200. And you can keep this 200 here and have it be on chart for the rest of your trading strategies as well, or you can do that double super trend indicator tool we talked about at the beginning of this video. Now, the next settings that you guys may enjoy are for standard day traders. If you guys use the 15-minute chart all the way up to the hourly chart, these you guys are going to be going back to 3, and you guys can stay at the close right here. So let's say I want to use the 15-minute charts, short below the 200. It worked out very well. You did not take this. You can if you want to, but I don't, because again, this is during pre-market hours. I'm not doing that. That's just my personal thing. So you will miss out on some type of trades, but if you guys are into cryptocurrency and stuff like that, for example, right here is short. If you want to hold it over the weekend or the evening, you guys can do that. But again, this was actually above the 200, so maybe you don't take that trade, right? But this usually helps mitigate some of those things. Breaking out back above it right there, we're long. Again, pre-market, a little bit kind of funky. I may even just go over here to something like a Bitcoin because it's a little bit easier to day trade. There's only so many 15-minute candles in a day. But you can see right over here, buy right there. It goes up to that next level of resistance. Short right there works. Don't short right there. But again, you're not shorting right there above the 200. It can get kind of tedious and whatnot, but you guys get the point. Short right there, you don't take it because you're above. And right here, it broke out above there barely before making a higher move. So you can see how it works like that. Now, next up on top of that, we're going to be looking at conservative swing trading. So this is basically for those of you guys that are using the 4 hour, you guys are going to be using the settings 4. Now, for this one, instead of close, go back to high, low 2. And then from there, go to the 4 hour chart. And you can see how this would work out right here. You don't need the 200 as much once you start getting into the swing aspect of trading. So I'm going to take it off. Normally what I use is a different type of super trend. So I'll use the Supertrend weekly. There you go. And this is a nice little easy trick to do. But for now, let's focus on just the raw signals so you guys can see what you're looking at. It went up, it went up. This one did not go up, unfortunately. This one did not go down, unfortunately. That one worked out. This one we still have to wait and see, but I think it'll go up. We'll have to wait and see. Worked. This one continued going higher, which was great. This one flattened out. This one worked out. And you can see overall it's been working out. Be careful of the chop. The chop is the death of a good super trend tool. But during immense moments of volatility like this, you can see how accurate this was. And the chop is something that you guys will just have to be able to, so you have to be able to see it ahead of time, because if you guys start to see you're in a channel, you don't really use the super trend settings as much, right? But very, very simple. Very, very easy to use. You can usually pair this up with a stochastic or an RSI like I do, and I'll be talking about that strategy here a little bit later, maybe like next week or sometime. And then lastly, we have the volatility specialist. This is a whole different ballgame. This is the most difficult one I've seen as far as trying to use this one. So for the ATR period, you're going to be using 7, and then for the ATR multiplier, you're going to be using 2.5, and you're going to keep the high-low close 2. All right. Oh, excuse me, not 5.5, 2.5. There you go. Now, for this, you're going to probably be using the 1 hour to 4 hour time frames, and you're not going to be using it on something like a Bitcoin per se. You're going to be using it on something like a meme stock. And for that, I don't actually know many meme stocks off the top of my head. So let me just go over here and filter one out. What's moving up quite a bit? RMSG, Real Messenger Corporation. Okay, there we go. And you can see how it doesn't even have much volatility here, so that won't even work with it. Okay, well, I thought this was going to be a little bit of a better one, but maybe the 4 hour chart will have more liquidity. Yeah, this doesn't even have liquidity. That's rough. What about this one? NXTT. There you go. There's a little bit more volatility in here. So you can see it's not as choppy as last one. You can see the sell signal worked, the buy signal worked over here. Sell signal worked right there. Sell signal, I mean, technically it hit support levels over here. I guess it just, support was really close. Yeah, that was a big support level, yeah. Buy right there. This buy didn't work. That buy didn't work. That one did fine. Worked fine. Did not. You can tell you're in a downward trend here, so you should know not to really do too many of the buy signals. But the short signals, they're working out very, very well. They're working very, very, very well. And this is probably because it's been getting split many a time here. So you guys can see some of those signals right there. And of course, if you want to, you can always go down to the 1 hour chart, but see how it's giving you too many signals. It's probably best to stay to the 4 hours so you can actually clearly see that liquidity, right? So hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions about the specific settings, please let me know. Not all of these settings are going to work exactly well with every single stock out there. Like I said, they usually work better with large caps because a lot of the algorithms are going to be using different components of a super trend indicator in them. But for the most part, this will work pretty well with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and then also things like gold, mega cap stocks like Google, Apple, and so forth. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey everyone, today's sponsor is WEEX, a global crypto trading exchange where you can trade hundreds of cryptocurrencies, use futures and spot markets, and even copy expert traders, all from one secure platform. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description below. Thanks.